Ladies and gentlemen, how do we prove to our loved ones this Christmas that we are correct and the entire body of scientific research in existence is wrong? What can we do if they won't listen to us, even if we've repeated the following phrase over and over again?
Water doesn't stick to the bottom of a spinning ball.
What is there left to do when we've tried to make them think critically by asking our deep scientific questions?
You might be saying, that guy, why would they even invent gravity then?
Who owns the moon?
When you got to the airport, the runway was flat, wasn't it? But you can't have flat runways on a ball, can you?
We've given them the best advice we can.
It's obviously not good to eat other people's poop.
But we found this year that they are just not listening, and I don't mean about the poop thing, I think everybody knows that's good advice, but they are just not listening when we tell them the earth is flat. So this Christmas, what can we do? We are going to stand proud. You are going to look that woman right in her eyes.
Her eyes?
Yes, Nathan, her eyes, thank you. And you are going to make up as much bullshit as you possibly can, because that is the flat earth way. That is the way of 2022.
I think the sun is liquid.
Well done, Fred. That is exactly what I'm talking about.
They reckon that there may be what's called a black sun in the sky.
Outstanding.
I don't really know what I'm doing.
That's okay, Arwin, we know, but let me help you. Let's say somebody asks you how the tides could possibly work on a flat earth. Don't bother coming up with any sort of scientific explanation that has any sort of predictive capabilities whatsoever. Just throw some shit in a fish tank. A bit of text on the screen never goes amiss, and if that's not enough to satisfy them, then perhaps drawing a toy boat or even the sun and a cloud will add the gravitas that your argument requires. Yes, Arwin, it is that easy. Now sit back, relax, and listen to the Flat Earth Christmas Speech 2021. My fellow Flat Earthers, it is I, the king of this flat, wonderful plane. I am here to you on Christmas Day 2021 to deliver my speech and to tell you how proud I am that even in this, the most difficult of all years, we have managed to achieve our goal of making absolutely no progress whatsoever. I'm aware that some of us have had to watch at least 3 YouTube videos to also become experts in virology and learn how to say difficult terms and even, dare I say, spell difficult terms such as PCR. I am very proud. Armed with our newfound expertise, we've been able to go forward into the world of social media and disseminate our misinformation and misunderstandings in the most ironic of ways. And I think that's summed up in the unintentional genius of this tweet here. It really is something to behold. This year has seen the introduction of commercial space travel, and we have been on the front lines fighting it with our most ruthless weapon, the liar, liar, pants on fire card. And we do not play that card with shame. The liar, liar, pants on fire card is one of the fundamental tools we have. Be proud when you use it. But this year we haven't just used denial as our rebuttals to those who believe in space and space travel. We have also twisted their minds to breaking points by responding to any question on the subject with irrelevant questions of our own. You see, using this technique, not only can we pretend that we're actually making meaningful contributions to the discussion, but we can also pretend that we have our opponent on the back foot, as they clearly will have no idea what we are talking about. You will remember that last year, 2020, Flat Earth's biggest win was the black swan photograph. It even made mainstream news.
It's some wonderful work being done by Nathan Oakley and some UK teams where they're actually seeing a horizon behind oil platforms at 10, 15, 20 miles.
And what we learned from the black swan photograph last year was that we have finally achieved the goal of becoming immune to the shame we should feel for the ridiculous conclusions we jump to.
The black swan debunks the Earth as a sphere.
The black swan argument uses this picture here, and it simply utilises the 1-2 skip a few 99-100 fallacy. Simply show a globe believer that the location of the apparent horizon is higher at some times than it is at others. Then simply skip a few steps, in fact any step that requires any sort of scientific explanation whatsoever, and arrive at the conclusion that this means that the Earth cannot be a globe. But of course, as flat earthers, we have the power in our own hands to contradict ourselves whenever and however we want to do. So this year, when the topic of sextants was brought up, we pretended that we haven't spent the last 12 months talking about a horizon that moves up and down. And what we've done instead is to claim that the horizon is a completely fixed position, and that somehow that means a sextant can only be used on a flat Earth.
To make the measurements with your flat triangle with its flat bottom, it's got to be flat to do that. Do you understand that? Because that's something you seem to have an issue with, saying it couldn't be done on a flat Earth, and yet it seems, as pointed out 7 times by me, that it could only be done on a flat Earth. Do you understand that? This could only be done on a flat Earth.
Many of you, of course, have had debates against globe believers, and I do believe that what follows summarises all your performances over this last 12 months.
I am not behaving like a child. Fucking A, man. Fucking A, man. How has science eliminated refraction?
Yeah, okay, I'll tell you what they did, shall I?
Don't tell me what they did. That is not my question.
It literally was your question.
I have garnered evidence.
Oh, excellent. You're going to show it us then, or not?
Not.
Oh, why am I not surprised?
I have hundreds of hours of footage.
Oh, brilliant. Can we see that then, or not?
Not.
So you've got loads of evidence and loads of footage, but you're not going to show any of us any of it, even though you're in a debate about it. Sounds like you're just making it up to me.
That's what pushes my buttons. Making shit up. But you do not have an open mind.
For those of you who wish to see that debate in full, it is on McToon's channel, which is linked in the description. Now, of course, one way not to get horrendously embarrassed in a debate is to simply not have a debate. And this year we've came up with a whole range of different ways in which we can achieve that goal. Step 1 is to challenge a globe believer to a debate. If they decline, job done. If they accept, move on to step 2. Step 2 involves retweeting out their acceptance of the debate, but here's the kicker. Make sure in your retweet that you claim that they are not actually accepting your debate. Nobody will notice. Step 3, instantly block. Now, moving on to 2022. Next year, I want us to make even more ridiculous claims. Like the claim that the old Bedford River in Norfolk not only proves that the Earth is flat, but it's itself somehow portable and can be transported all over the world for people to experiment on. I want us to continue to just blatantly deny things. And when we are asked for evidence or explanation for why we are denying things or calling people liars, it is imperative that we never reply and we run away from the comment section as quickly as we can. I want you to take some words, any words, and put them in an order. Any order. And just see what happens, because sometimes the results can be beautiful. I want you to remember that no matter how ridiculous sounding the statement is, if it comes from one of our own, we must pretend that it's actually worthwhile and not a load of bollocks. I want you to continue finding as many different ways as you can to say, I don't understand something, without actually saying, you don't understand it. Well done, Arwin. I knew you'd get there.
I do my best.
But most of all, I want you to pour water on as many balls as you can, and never ask why it runs off those balls to the earth below it. Now, Conspiracy Cats will be back next week. But today, 2 other fine Flat Earth leaders, McFlatty and Mr. Sensible, are also preparing to address the nation, and I have put their video links in the description of this video. Until then, keep denying, keep being abusive, and keep it stupid.